Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Floramancer. How are you today? I'm running a little slow today, so yeah, I'm just like, stream. I have Minecrafty stuff I want to do. Should I? That's really been my morning, just kind of trying to find the drive to do anything, I guess. But as always, on the beginning of the stream, I'll show you what I've done this week. It's not a ton. I did let you guys know what I had planned to do, and I accomplished all of those things. So all of the runes that have been made now have resource checks in them on the underside. The ones that we made last weekend were air and water, so those definitely have the new resource checks in place. And I fixed the resource checks back here for the 3x3 crafting that we had set up for fishing poles, and I added one for glass. Remember last time I had it oriented weird, so I wasn't able to put more in very easily. So I have them so that they'll go that way now. It works just fine. So yeah. Glass bottles, fishing rods. Glass bottles specifically are for when we request ender air, since we don't get the bottles back, and that's perfectly fine. All of this stuff is, I think it's off. I mean, it's all at its maximum capacity. This I only have detecting netherrack to see whether it should run. I think that's the only thing I'm using right now. There is red sand here, and that is something we need for summer runes. See here, this is our to-do list up here. What we need, what we're working on. And we do need red sand for summer runes. And I guess we get it from our orchid here. So we could, instead of crafting red sand, I mean, we may still need to have a backup for crafting red sand, but just change this so that it's a resource check here for netherrack or red sand, so that it'll just turn on if one of the things we're checking for runs low. So that may be something we want to do. So I'll consider that. I still have my orchid running. I could very likely turn it off. Or did I turn it off? No, okay. I'm not using a ton of resources. Look at that. I mean, I've got so much stuff right now, which feels great. It's even keeping up with smelting. So, I mean, we could turn this off. I'm not in a mana deficit, so right now that's not a big deal for me to just let it keep running. Yeah. The one thing that we are relatively low on, but that should change in time, is wood. Our birch wood is getting consumed pretty darn quickly. They have 23 wood. Yeah. It's getting used in the living wood. You remember we have living wood running over here. Gosh, I want to get that tree made. So when this shuts off, it'll stop requesting all of this living wood, and it should do that. I think it's 16,000 and it's almost at 15. So I mean, it has a little bit to go before that happens, but yeah. I am trying to figure out why this is still here. Because this isn't doing anything, is it? No, it can't be doing anything. Is it just extra? Oh, I think I had the hourglass over here, and then when I made this setup, I just never tore it down. Very possible. Anyway, yes, things are running. Nothing has broken while I was doing stuff this week, so that's great. I do have almost all of the things from the Lunium. Still waiting on one more of the runes. And every so often I collect the tomes and the books, and I'm not getting enough XP on my own right now, so I'll have to get some in order to combine the books and get our best books. Remember, we want to get all of the max tier books, right? So I did combine one with a tome, and I completely forgot which one it was, so I'll have to go over there, and I don't have them sorted very well, unfortunately. I want to put them all aside so that I just have a chest with all of them in it, so that I can be like, here's all of the max tier ones. Then we can make our max tier armor even better. Hello, Cartoon God. Nice to see you. But yeah, we have all of these yet to work on, and they're coming up on them. We're going to be working towards this one today, and then probably this one next. Yeah. And then we'll do these two. This is one we're halfway there on, so the Narslimus is halfway. Feels good. So, here's my thoughts. These are the things we're working toward, right? Thank you, Underman. I have to decide on that red sand, since we're getting it from the Orchid Petrum. Is that going to be enough for summer runes for Gormarillis? Or do I also need to be crafting it? It wouldn't be a big deal. But that'll be the first thing we do. I did make a melon and pumpkin farm. That is something else. I was going to investigate melon and pumpkin farms, and I had time, so I built one. It is expandable, and that's kind of the point of this world, is to make, you know, I don't want to run out of stuff. So there's this farm. You've probably seen this kind before. It's just an observer over the stem, and when it changes state, it clicks the pistons around it, so it'll break the stuff. Now, I bone mealed all of the stalks on the edges. The ones in the middle I did not do, so those are going to slowly grow over time. Until they get to their max height. There's water underneath the glowstone blocks, which I use to chisel glowstone because it's pretty. And then, of course, I can put another tier up here and keep going. If I wanted to, I can stack it. So that is the way that is going. This Hopperhawk can move up a little bit. That's just where it is currently. And these are probably all the ones that I have put in here from our other farm, which I believe I just tore apart. I think I did. We'll have to keep an eye on that. The melons are on the outside. The pumpkins are in here because they're stripes. So it's melon, pumpkin in stripes. So we'll have to see how this goes. Yeah. I also came over here and I placed a lot of funnels. I ran out of sparks for a while. And this is carrots and beetroot. And it does need agricarnations. I have to make those yet. So it's not growing quite as fast. Let's see how many we have on the tier below, which is here's where I've got them, and they reach that one. So I've got one on each section. Yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to make 6 and put them here, and they will reach these plants and the plants on the next row here. So I have 12 per layer. All right. Good to know. World is really coming together. The FPS is doing all right. I would like it to be a little better, but it doesn't feel choppy that I know of yet. So yeah. How are we doing on charcoal? That's not the one for charcoal. This is... Ah, we're fine. Is this broken or is this running? This is broken. Nope, okay, just didn't render. Alrighty. Hi, Darkwing. Good to see you. I could probably pick those up. Anyway, let's get started by grabbing our toolboxes and set up the resource check for the Orchid Petrum. I didn't restock these, so we may have to do a restocking today, especially since I don't have a whole lot of funnels. Yeah, we'll see. But let's get over here. And we're going to change this to a resource check for multiple items. And it might be easier to do this lower. Let's take this one apart. And we're gonna move you. I'm flying, of course, it's gonna take forever. All right. So if we place these down here, and I actually want to put the sticky piston okay, so what I actually want is this guy. Do I want this inverted? I think I do. We'll invert it so that it's clicking now, but then we'll withdraw it with our resource check, which we don't have room back here. I think we're gonna have to do it underground, underneath. And so that is what we're gonna do. Okay. So we'll do a sticky piston under there. Go down the hole. No. Oh, for Pete's sake. All right. That will hopefully work. We'll do some distance. So this will be a torch, which I don't have on me. And we'll do the floor right here. And we'll go this way simply because That way we're not sticking out in the middle of nowhere. All right. Oop. Hi, Big Mikey. Nice to see you. Darkwing, I didn't see you come in either, did I? Okay, so this is on, and what we want is off right now, don't we? No, this is right. The signal that comes in here will be determining... We'll be turning it on, turning it off. Off. Let's think about this a bit. If we don't have enough, it'll be sending a signal through here, which will turn this, flip it. Oh, nope, this needs to be the opposite way. So I've inverted it when I don't need to. So this could essentially move closer. Yeah, totally could. But anyway, I need, let's move these boxes. On here. Try not to lose them. All right, so we needed to currently detect two things. We need to detect nether rack, whoops, and red sand. I need more redstone. And I'm going to need another cube. Alright, so this should have... Oh, that's right. Because this is... Yeah, that dumb redstone thing. Okay. We're gonna need to... I could be way more efficient here, I really could. But anyway... Ooh. Why did that go so fast? Go back. Hubry! Redeemed balanced diet. Ah, I can stop eating the rotten flesh from last weekend. Pick something that's not rotten flesh. Yay! You know, I don't think I've done chicken. And I might as well work towards this too. Yeah, I don't think I have. And I've got plenty of chicken. Got 6 here, and then of course I've got chicken. So let's get some started. Let's grab what we have over here from the zombies riding chickens. And how are we doing here? There we go. I haven't checked on the charcoal amounts in such a long time. There we go. We've got 6 to start, and we'll have more as we go along. Alright, I do not know why I made this so silly. So we're actually going to rip this up and do it again, because this is silly. Let's try not to lose our shulker box. I'm experiencing a bit of lag. I'm not sure what's going on to cause it. Bit of block lag. Alright, so somewhere we need to find where the other piston is. We're going to just move that one. Right there. There's no reason to make it more complicated. Well, I do need to expose that so that I can get a torch in there. And why did you pulse so fast that you did that? I do not get it. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing, but let's put you there. And reverse this. All right. Woohoo! That feels better. Let's get the 1 cube I've already got, and then we need to make another one. And that will be this one. That'll have what we need for that. I don't remember that being a thing. It suggested a recipe. I didn't... That's... okay. Sure. Alright, and then we need to fetch the netherrack. We're already counting. Give me... I must have already had one in my inventory. And the red sand. Those are the 2 things we now are needing to count. Just so we do not run out. Doesn't look like we will anytime soon. Alright, so when that torch turns on, it will go back to counting. Yes, that's what we want. Alright, so we're done there. The backup that we could do for this is taking the terracotta and throwing it into that and getting red sand that way. And that would be the backup for some reason we used all that red sand. Yeah. I'm not going to make the backup until that would actually happen. Yeah. Alright, so that means this is done. And we already have melon. I do want to make sure it's actually... It's just... I have a chunk loader over here because I was concerned that... Woof, that was choppy. I was concerned that it wasn't reaching all the way over here. And see, because the stalks in the middle haven't really grown. That looks like the same number it was. I mean, I know this works because that should have worked. Oh wait, that won't. Yeah. What? The stalk isn't attaching to the pumpkin that I placed there. Okay, it's not like this is some fancy schmancy farm. This is the farm that everybody's been using in 112, really. Why? Yep, I thought the stems moved too, even if you placed one. I thought, because that would do the block update. They work when I was bone mealing them. When I was bone mealing them, every stem update, the pistons around it fired. And pistons are see-through, so they're getting light on top of the glowstone light. But I can't figure out why the stems in the middle haven't really grown. I mean, that one has. I don't remember how slow they grow, but it's been almost an hour, I want to say. And in an hour, I should see these growing. I guess we could test. I need to know what the command is to speed up time, make this tick faster. And I don't know what that is. But if I could do the command that makes growth ticks happen faster, I could see if this is actually working. Random tick speed. Is that what it is? But what number would I use to see this? And resetting it. 3 is default, you think? So if I just increased it to 5, that's slightly more than 3. If I did 10, that would definitely show us if it's working. Okay, well, I don't see anything here. Let's check here. Is this working faster? You can put 200. I can? Sure. Well, that's definitely affecting the nether wart. And, well, these guys are growing nice and fast. Yeah, definitely. So let's go see if we have any more. Well, the sugarcane's going. And this is not. Yeah, but I mean, I picked a YouTube farm from somebody for 112 specifically, and So it just probably means that this one doesn't work. If I raise this layer, the pistons up. Okay, let's switch the game rule back to what it should be because I don't need it. I'm just one because these are see-through. Clearly, they're pistons. Place the observer next to... That's a different one. That's a different one because the one I did in my season 1 world. That's true. I don't. The one I do in my season 1 world was a wall, and I just stacked the wall, and I wanted a field. The dirt is hydrated. There's water underneath the glowstone. But I'm wondering if I can... That would explain why the stems in the middle haven't grown. Maybe it doesn't think it's getting enough light. Oh, there. Okay. We had one grow where I punched stuff out. So here's the question I have, though. Is it the piston sitting above it? It's the observers. They're solid. Yeah. Oh, but that's the way this works. Can we do something like... No, this way with the piston on top, sticky piston. I know this is not a sticky piston, but if we did a sticky piston, oops, here, and we needed, can we use the observer as the masher block? Like, he'll be down by default. And of course I tread over that one, so I need another hoe. Does that get rid of you? That doesn't work that way. It sent a signal, but the piston doesn't. It is like, dude, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know if I put stuff around. Oh, but I couldn't. Oh, but I could do glowstone because it's a see-through block. Well, so step 1, rip all this out. Step 2, figure out a new farm, apparently. You don't need sky access, only an air block. Well, clearly not. That pumpkin just grew. Because... oh, so the stems need an air block above them is what you're saying. So in that instance, I just should rip up all the observers and see what we can do about... oh, but I might need to use sticky pistons. And have to just set a timer instead of having it do based on observer growth. I could have it so that an observer is watching just one, and when one grows, it harvests the whole farm. Oops. I am not sure what you're saying, Anagram. Saying rip all this up and raise it? And do I really need to walk on the farm once I got it built? Do I really need to walk in there? Because I'm just thinking, if I wanted to set it up so that everything triggered, I could do, like, put an observer... why aren't you connected, you weird thing, you? Oh, because you're a melon. But put an observer here, and just send the signal up to the top up here. And it would just harvest the whole farm whenever that particular pumpkin grew. This anagram, to be honest, I got what you're saying now, is the trapdoor is what will break the pumpkin or melon. But to be honest, I could just break out all of my observers, and these pistons could stay here and just be triggered a different way, like this way. I should... step 1, let's put our blocks down. Our tool chests. And step 2, get my magnet that I don't like to wear, but will help with picking stuff up. Pick me up. Am I not close enough? There we go. Yeah. So there are some pistons I will need to replace that I've ripped up, but that won't be too bad, I don't think. Alright, so is that all? That looks like all of them. So let's replace the ones I just ripped up. And I'm going to need to replant that spot. I do not think I have a hoe on me. Here. Get all these replaced. Fantastic. This was not fun doing this the first time around, so oops. Glad I didn't rip up the whole farm. Did I equip the magnet ring? Why did I do that? Okay. That should be all of them replaced, and then I'll just have to fix that spot. So then we can take... I would like to use the brick. We'll rotate you to that. That'll work, yes? Is there an efficient pattern to filling this in, or do I just have to cover the whole floor in redstone? think we may need more glowstone if I do this, though. None of you are chiming in. And of course it's not going to reach because this is going to be way more than 15 all the way over here. This seems dumb. If an observer, I don't know, seriously? I mean, it's got an air block now, so things will grow, but I think it actually needs to be some really well lit, and well, I mean, these cover, grow. Give me a melon. There's 3 potentially growing in that spot. Well, that didn't do it. But that is probably because of this. This is probably dumb. Well, that did something. This will be lit up though. Yeah. And I feel like I know less and less about redstone every day. Okay, so what I actually need to do is move this down. Yes, no? Yes, no, maybe? Nope. That should probably be a repeater. Okay, so why did you stay down? Why are you down? There's nothing. Oh, for Pete's sake. I'm about to give up here, bud, guys, and just rip it out and do the one I did for season 1. Why are these all down? Is this a visual glitch and they're not actually down? They're down. Dang it. What the heck? Weirdest thing ever. And I broke another stem. All right. I haven't had to make one of these in a while. We're going to make 2. I don't have any glass up here. And defaulting to a clock. It's gonna go off twice a day. One here. What the actual flibbity flib? What? Where did my... Well, geez, we're cheating those in because I have no idea where they went. Oh, see, all of a sudden there they are. Go away. Oh my goodness. Seriously. Just, what are you doing, world? Is it because there's 2 in my inventory at the same time? I'm getting bunches and bunches of torches each time I do it. I don't get it. Are there? Okay. Don't get it. We'll do just placing 1 and see what happens. Oh, but I need to make this a pulse thing. Pulse. And they're stuck down again. Oh my god, people. And now I have 5. Oh boy. And I lost the piece of redstone that I had there. Oh, now we're back to 4. And I have the redstone. What's going on, folks? I seriously just give up, do an hourglass. I'm just saying, you're like, what are you doing? Just, ugh. Oh, let's have it go every 5 minutes, because why not? And we're gonna reload. I don't know what's going on. By the way, this takes a while. I'm just sitting here waiting for things to load. Trying not to be super frustrated about it. What's going on? So I hope everyone's week went well. My week went okay. The beginning part sucked, but the rest of the week was right. And work for me has gotten really difficult to stay motivated to do. Unfortunately, I have so much of it right now that I need to just try and be more focused, but it's not working, and I don't know what I can do to fix that. I have to be focused. I have a certain amount of work I have to get done, and it's just not getting done. I will say I was more productive this week than last week. Ed has been doing a decent amount of yard work. When we bought this house, it was severely neglected. And while we purchased the house through a company that does the renovations before we move in, so they renovated the inside and they painted the outside of the house, but the yard was really just chop down all the giant gangly old trees and bushes and throw down a bunch of black mulch and call it a day. So the yard was horrible when we moved in, just weed choked, really nasty bunch of bald spots. And yeah, so Ed has been working really hard and finding that he absolutely loves taking care of the yard and making the grass grow bright green, thick, lush like a carpet. I mean, he likes all the cleaning up all the sidewalk lines. And so this year, since the grass is starting to look pretty decent, he worked really hard last year to get it that way, we're digging up all of the horrendous rock mulch that apparently was the thing to do in our neighborhood when the houses were built. And our previous owner of this house never cleaned the rock mulch, and so 50 years of dirt and twigs and overgrowth had just made the rock mulch disappear essentially, and it's like embedded in the ground. So he's digging it all up, and we're going to put down a new weed barrier and wash all the river rock and put it down where we would want it to go, which is not around the entire house. Can you tell why I do this before stream? Yeah, my world takes an extremely long time to load, and we haven't even gotten halfway through all of the generating flowers we need to do, so I'm not sure what I'm not sure what the state of my world is going to be when we get to that point. Anyway, so he's been digging up all of the rock mulch, and we're using all of the rock mulch / wood bits from last year's mulch that the renovators threw down, and all the dirt. And our soil is very clay heavy, so the clay is so rich and pristine that I could probably dig up chunks of it and do pottery. It is so just clay. So he's digging all that up, and we've got tarps along the backyard fence where there are a whole bunch of just weeds and bushy weeds that grew last year, and we've got yep, they're real long. So he's got tarps laid down on top of the disgusting bushy weeds that we want to get rid of, and he's just chucking the rock mulch on top of the tarps on top of those to kill off the crappy, ugly, weedy bushes that are back there, because we won't be able to get to them this year. And so he's just smothering those and letting the soil and clay dry out, and then we'll have to go through and we'll have to sift all of the rock mulch. So we have some sifting trays that we've made. So we're going to sift all of that and get the sifted soil back into the areas that he's dug up, and then clean the rock and put the rock where we want it. That's going to take us probably 2 summers. Can we see if this will work now? No, I don't want... I want 5 minutes. But anyway, that's what he's been working on, and he's also planning... We have 2 projects going on in the yard this summer. One is digging up that rock mulch in the front yard and maybe the side of the house, but he's not sure he'll be able to get the back of the house done. And that's just digging up the rock mulch and the bushes and trees that are in the rock mulch. And there's a lot of that. They were all evergreen, so I can't even help him with this part because I'm allergic to evergreen, especially pine. So all of that sap, I would break out so bad. So he's having to deal with those on his own. And then the other project is he wants to do in-ground irrigation. So he's planning the sprinkler system that he wants to install and I think he's settled on the Rainbird brand, but he's purchasing a commercial kit, not the cheap residential kits. So he's purchasing piece by piece and planning out flow rate and zones so that he doesn't over max out on the flow rate that we have. This is all stuff that is beyond me. But he's started buying in bits and pieces the poly pipe that he will need to bury in the yard, and planned what fittings he'll need for each zone for the front and side. That's the stuff he wants to get done this summer, is the front and side yard. And then all of the sprinkler heads that he wants are the kind that are in the ground and they pop up and spray type of thing. So he's got that planned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do you think this would actually reach the whole ground? I really hate all of this redstone. This is going to lag so bad every 5 minutes, I think. I mean, I'll need to make sure it's well lit, but won't that still have a problem? Do you have a lot of pine growing in your front yard, huh? It was so not taken care of. When we saw the house, it was before renovation, and the trees were so overgrown that they would not have been able to be trimmed back and kept at all. So we just got giant stumps in our just stumps, and I'm like, I need a couple more than that. And I'm running out of space in my inventory. All right, will this work? Or should I put another hourglass on this side? And if I wanted to stack this, I suppose I could put sticky pistons with dirt on top of the redstone, so they would go up. That would not break the block. That would just push the block, wouldn't it? That works, right? Why am I questioning this? Like, if you put... Yeah. I was like, that's duh, it's the harvest mechanism for... why was I questioning that? I don't know. Anyway. So, we need to do a couple of melons. Why is there a hole there? And then there was one here. Why? Why are you stuck? Oh, I think that's... I give up on you. You're just glitchy as heck. Just so glitchy. And look at the... It's starting to already... Okay, so this doesn't reach this far. We are going to need to put another hourglass on this side. So let's do that. Because, you know what? That's a thing. I'm not gonna fight with something too complicated that I can't figure out why it's not working. We're just gonna put lovely hourglasses here and call it a day. That should work. And I don't know why that one is stuck. Who doesn't love quasi-connectivity? Yep. Yep. We're just gonna deal with it. It's just gonna be something that acts dumb and whatever. In the meantime, we are now getting some more melon, which is what we need, and pumpkins for the future. And it will harvest every 5 minutes for now, and we're gonna get 9 pieces of melon each time one melon is harvested, so that's not bad. I don't believe we can speed this up because the agrocarnations only speed up the stem growth, and once it's a full grown stem, I don't think that helps. I could be wrong, but I don't think it helps. Yeah, it does look like, see, the stems in there are growing now. So once those are fully grown, we'll have even more. Great. Do we want to count that as done? I'm definitely no longer confused as to why the stems in the middle weren't growing, because I mean, I've been on this world for a while, and I'm like, why haven't they grown? They have light. Clearly they needed an airspace above them, which I mean, all the other farms need that too, so I don't know why I didn't think about that. Oh, I have melon in my inventory, and the seeds I don't really have a place for right now. Let's put it in our... I'll see, and I have melons and pumpkins still there. I haven't picked them up. Oh, dang it. How much longer do we have before this goes again? A minute and a half, approximately. Uh-huh. I don't have room for that. Okay. So I have a lot of things on me that I don't have room for. We're gonna wait for this to fire, and yeah, because it's only got like a minute left. And then call that good. Maybe it'll fix that dumb piston. Well, we have had a few more grow. That makes me happy. Checking off my list. Cross melons and pumpkins off officially now. And I do have carrots and beets on my list, and I have them started, as I showed you in my farm. Woo! Yep, and then this hourglass will get this bit that it doesn't reach. The redstone doesn't reach far enough for. And that one's still stuck. I don't know. It'll probably just keep getting stuck, so it might just be an oh well missed spot. Yeah. See, look at that. We've already got things. Yes, yes, yes. Happy. Okay, that makes me happy. check you off. Slime balls! Hey, we can do that. Oh, by the way, I added the beginnings of a steps here that are connected. Even though I've been doing a lot of just flying around, I'd like to have I like to have connections, and we will have connections with these too eventually.